So namaste. I want to welcome you to this second class in a series of perhaps four, working with the body in forms that are called postures, asanas. It's always important to be reminded why we do this. We do this to keep the body as young and as strong as it's supple and as supple as it can be for as long as we can. By doing our postures, we're more in touch with how it feels to be actually me in this form as it changes over time. The history of yoga is uncertain. For a long time, people thought yoga has been here forever, but more and more research has indicated that the physical things that we do are really not that much a part of yoga, except for the last couple hundred years. Doesn't matter. The benefits of it are very clear. The style of yoga that I'm going to be teaching today is called hip openers, where now you get more freedom across the front of the chest, front of the hips, and make the spine bend sideways. We're going to bring that suppleness into the spine. So we're going to get these hips open, but also be able to get the spine be really more supple. But we begin by being aware of our body. We're sitting in a chair. It's important that that chair be appropriate for you. If your chair is too low, and so that your legs are hanging off the chair, you want to put something into your feet to kind of, put something under your hips to kind of pick up the chair so that you can feel your thighs and hips on the chair. If the chair is too high and your legs are hanging off, you want to put something under your feet so that you can feel the feet, feel the thighs, and you get a sense of balance and good alignment. And notice how I'm sitting. I'm not leaning back, I'm leaning forward so I can feel the weight of my body onto my sitting bones. By rocking forward and backward to the side, I can feel them. I can feel that point of contact the sitting bones make with the chair. As I come forward, I'm more on the front of my sitting bones. As I go backward, I'm more on the back of my sitting bones. Just kind of begin to move around, getting that sense of suppleness, freedom of movement, or not. So if you feel tight folding forward, don't force it, just kind of feel what you got, come back. Kind of move as appropriate for how it feels to be doing this. Okay, then sitting back and relaxing. Let your awareness go now to the soles of your feet, just feeling them. Pick your toes up, move them around, so kind of engaging. My toes are gripping, kind of pulling in, and then they're opening and closing. So I'm really aware of I can move my feet, and I can feel the effect of that with the feet touching the mat. Notice your thighs resting on the seat of the chair. Try to have your knees, try to have them right over your ankles, so my knees and feet are not back. I want the toes pointing straight forward, all parts of the feet touching the floor. Thighs resting on the chair. Back resting on the back of the chair. Noticing the weight of your head over your shoulders. Body awareness, what are your hands doing? And in that form, focusing on your breathing. Not by making it do anything, but just by noticing the way the breath comes in, when the breath goes out, the sensation produced by the way the breath comes in. When it comes in, where does it go? Does it go up or down? When it goes out, where does it go? Does it go up or down? Keeping your mind engaged in this process. Allow the belly to be soft. So the breath comes in, let the belly expand as much as it feels good. But when you contract, begin to pull the belly in, push the breath out. You want to get that inhalation. Expansion, softness, making the belly as full and as fat as it can be, and also that contraction, pulling it in from the front of the spine. Breath is such an important part of asana. As you deepen your practice and make it stronger, the breath becomes even more important. Right now, we use it for relaxation, calming, making the breath longer, both coming in, going out. After a few more of these cycles of inhalation, stronger exhalation, stronger Just pause and relax and let the body become still. But you may want to sit back up again now to feel now the freedom to sit on my sitting bones. I want to be able to feel I'm on my hips. I'm not so far back that I'm on the back of hips. I'm not so far forward that I'm on my thighs. I want to get a sense of weightedness. I want to feel the weight of my body on my sitting bones. I want to reach my hands back around behind me, and if I can, interlace my fingers and open the chest. Really open that. Good. I want that openness. While I don't lean back on the chair, I kind of come forward. Hold my hands as high as they can be. I come back and open the legs on the chair. And then I fold forward. Kind of undo any tightness that I feel. Just kind of right it over the knees. Come as far as you can. You may want to let the knees come apart. It's a little easier to fold forward into this form if I let my knees come apart. Now the pelvis can rotate a little more between the thighs and deepen the stretch. Two or three more. Make sure as you fold forward, the back does not round. You don't want to be doing this. You want to be doing reaching out with your heart. Hands are on my knees, elbows high, so I can really stretch across the front of my body as well. Deepening my form bend. And feeling the back strong. Feeling the pelvis coming down in between the thighs moving away from each other. And then just kind of let the right hand come down, keep the left hand on the knee reaching toward the floor. A little bit of a twist, sitting back up again. Left hand coming down, taking my left shoulder toward my right shin. A little bit of a twist. I want to feel like I can kind of reach over and kind of pull myself around, a little twist. More suppleness in my spine, but I don't want to round my back. I want to come as far as I can, reach over, pull, and push. One more time on each side. Moving forward, reaching, a bit of a stretch. Last time. Sitting back up again, bringing the legs back together, same width apart, feet, knees, hips, and resting on the back of the chair and taking it easy. Letting the breath return. This thing of letting the breath return is so important because now the body breathes of its own, you pay attention to it, you're more aware of being you in its place at this time. It's a very useful thing to know. Everything has a place. This is my place. Here are my feet, here are my thighs, here are my hips. My back is on the chair. Here I am in this town, in this city, in this location, in this country. And all the turmoil that's going on in this country right now over how to go forward. We try to let that go. It's not important right now. Just being in my body, feeling my feet, feeling my thighs, feeling my breath. Being still. One of the great benefits of asana is we become more calm. We become more calm. Calmness is the foundation for self-awareness. I'm not rushing there, afraid of this. Sitting in my body, feeling my body, being aware of my body. And noticing my mind becomes more available to me. I can now let it go here, let it go there. But I want to be sure my feet are in contact with the floor. I've not lost that awareness. Sit back up again. I reach up the left arm with the right hand come down toward the floor, kind of side bending. Trying to take these right side ribs down. Sweep the arm back up again. Go to the other side, letting the left hand come down. Stretching the right side, contracting the left side. Ribs coming towards your hips. Side bending the spine. Now, hands joined. Just kind of going back and forth. Inhale it. Lifting up, looking up, folding forward. Not folding forward, just side bending. Begin to look up at that hand. Kind of following the hand as it goes down. So now the head goes with the hand, looking down, neck and then neck, easy move. Keeping my sitting bones alive, keeping the back off the chair, side bending. One more time on each side. And then resting back on the chair, letting the breath return. watching what happens as you breathe. What does my body do now? You're trying to find a default pattern that the breath comes back to. You want to be able to know at some point I'm ready to go forward. And that decision is based upon my breathing. If I feel like I'm kind of stressed out, pushing too hard, I'm going to stay here longer in this resting form. My breath can come back. If I'm ready to go forward, go ahead and come back up, sit forward. You're going to be spinning around to your right. And you're going to let your right thigh, your left thigh rest on. Your right thigh rest on the back of the chair so I can reach my hands around and kind of begin to pull my shoulders toward the back of the chair. I want to think of getting my shoulders parallel to that line in the back of the chair. Come forward and reach down and kind of pull and push. Left hand push, right hand pulls. Getting some freedom in the spine, supplements in the spine to move. Exhaling as I bring my shoulders around toward the back of the chair. Inhaling as I come back toward the front. A little bit of a twist. The head can go with the movement or stay looking to the right. Doesn't matter. But above all, be aware of lifting. Don't lean back, don't lean forward. Nice, straight movement, particularly around my hips. Now pause for a moment in the depth of that movement and let the body release for 4 or 5 seconds, holding the form, keeping the pressure on the knees. Slowly letting tightness up the spine of the waist. And then you're ready to come back around to the front, but come back very slowly to feel the vertebrae settling on one another. Pause. Now I want you to fold forward. Bring the back to alignment for a couple times, just letting that back come back into nice alignment. Then coming around to the other side. You want to ground your thigh against the back of the chair. The hands come to the back of the chair to pull and push the shoulders around. The face can go with the movement or stay looking away. Try to get that deepening twist with every repetition, pushing, pulling, releasing. Taking at the back of the chair as the line of the back of the chair that you want your shoulders to come around to parallel to that line of the back of the chair. At some point, as you pause, notice the tightness of your body. Try to release that. As you let the pressure of your hands pull you a little more deep into this twist. As the body relaxes. And then getting ready to come back to the front. Pause for a moment to feel the vertebrae settling on themselves as you come back to the front. Just sit back and relax for a moment, or full, or kind of whichever you prefer. Moving to let the back stretch, or just sitting back and letting the torso settle down on itself. I like the movement. I like to feel that I can be more present to the freedom that comes from these simple movements. Okay, now I'm going to want you to again spin around to your right. Let your hands come to the seat of the chair. Take your right leg back. Just make it long. Just stretch it. My hands are on the seat to support me, and I'm coming forward, so my chest is coming down toward my thigh. I'm really getting long length on the whole right side of my body. I can also reach my right arm forward, so kind of going like this, leg reaching back, right arm coming forward. Making the right side of my body long, inhaling. Exhaling, kind of sitting back up again, letting the knee bend. One more time. Spinning around other side. Taking my left leg back, leaning forward so my chest comes down toward my right thigh. Taking the knee back, pushing. Kind of get that opening. And when I'm ready, reaching it up. Coming down, chest with my thigh, nice straight line, arm, chest, leg. Keeping that hip up. One more time. Holding. Sitting back up again, now with the knees wide again to full forward. As wide as they can be. I want those knees as wide as they can be. You want to make sure the feet and thighs are on the same line. Folding further and further forward to get more and more of a stretch, more and more of a stretch inside that groin. So now I want you to again spin to your right, but now I want you to watch my right. You're going to be to your left. Watch my right foot. I'm going to take that heel down. So I take it back, and I take that heel down, and my hip opens. So this kind of move, my shoulder begin to come forward. See, the whole body moves. Let that left shoulder begin to come back some. And reach that arm around to grab the back of the chair and pull that open. Yeah. Pull that. See if you can actually grab the back of your chair and pull the shoulder back. See the back of the chair. Yeah. Now let your right elbow rest on your right knee. And let this one reach. Look up at this hand. Lean back. That kind of spin and open the chest. Let that right hand be soft. Ground the left foot. Pause for a moment. Release that. Go right the other side. Grounding now your left calf against the side of the chair. Begin to take that right heel down. Notice how my hip opens. Hip opens. I want this hip opening. Your left elbow is on your left knee. If I want, I can kind of reach back and pull the shoulder back to get the chest open. And then let that arm release. Looking up at his hand, kind of pull the left shoulder forward. Ground the heel. Make the body get along on the right side. Just breathing, feeling the breath moving in the body, grounding the outside of that foot. And releasing. Coming back into legs wide, folding forward. Nice forward bend. Now kind of hang out here. If you want to let the back round, go ahead. Belly coming down to the seat. It's really a lot of hip open. Just notice how those hips are really open now. Let's sit back. Feet, knees, hips, same width apart. Just relax for a moment, buddy. The effect of this form, coming to your breath. What do you feel? It's always important to pay attention to the effect of what we're doing. Everything we do in yoga, every form, every movement done with intention has an effect. I want to feel that. Now, come forward enough to be able to take your right knee down toward the floor. Right foot coming back, so I kind of lean back. Notice how my right foot is on the floor. I'm leaning back, but he's stretching. Knees coming down, toes pointing back, top of the foot on the floor to open that ankle. Then I'm just kind of holding and going back as far as I can with the chair to deepen that stretch on the outside of that right groin. And just changing sides. Taking the left foot back, coming on top of the foot. The knee going down. If you get a cramp, just kind of point the toe, just kind of get that cramp out. Just get a cramp on my left foot as I do this. So I can begin to lean back now. You're going to make the body kind of a little back bend. Push the knee down, reach back, head looking up. And then release that. Sitting back in your chair and seeing how you feel. Belly be full, let the breath come back. Noticing what the feet are doing, the hands are doing, what the body's doing, the back of the body on the chair. Just sitting back up so you kind of let those shoulders float around the hips. It's going to be the final form before we come into Shavasana. Just kind of letting those shoulders rock around counterclockwise, spinning. Feeling that hips, thighs, freedom or suppleness in the spine. And then knees wide, folding forward, rounding the back, looking down, looking up. Kind of dolphining down, making the spine alive. Pulling in the belly to round the back, contracting. And then finding a form to be in for a few minutes of rest, of Shavasana. You may want to kind of slide forward, let the leg come as far as they can, if that feels comfortable, so I can let my head rest over my chest. Let the head hang back if the neck feels okay. Hands rest on the shoulders, or sitting up. Just kind of play with the form. You want to be as comfortable as you can be, no matter what the form is, as you rest for a few moments. Kind of experiment. You want to be sure that you're content with your form. The awareness of the breath stays with the form. Every time you inhale, you want to be aware of that. Every time you exhale, be aware of that. The way the breath moves in the body. More particularly, where does it go in the body? Begin to focus now on the inhalation. Can I feel the breath going into every cell in my body, under my skin, in my muscles? Letting the fullness or softness be what it is, just being present in that natural breathing cycle, the pattern of it. When I exhale and the breath comes out, is a sensation different than the sensation of the breath being taken in on the inhalation into my body. Try to notice the variation. They're profoundly different. One cleanses, one refreshes. Feeling the breath all the way down to the toes and soles of the feet, tips of the fingers, both coming in and going out. And then relaxing, doing nothing. It can be open or closed. If the eyes are open, be mindful of how, when they see something, it takes your awareness away from yourself, toward that thing that you've seen. And you lose that sense of purity of awareness. If the eyes are closed, it's often easy to go into our imagination. So it's an interesting balance to be present to whatever is going on softly, eyes open or closed. Now with intention, let your awareness of your body come into the mind. And let it be drawn to whatever part of the body comes into your awareness. Just feeling the body, some part of your body or the whole body. You're going to stay with that awareness. Maybe it's your right palm. Doesn't matter. Whatever comes into your mind, you're going to stay with that for a few moments. And then allowing now that spot, that place within your body to expand, to include more and more of your anatomy. As you take your awareness around your whole body, kind of beginning at that point, allowing that awareness to expand to include What is above, what is below, what's the top, what's the bottom, what is inside, outside. Until the whole body is now part of my awareness. It may take a few moments for that to happen, feeling the whole body come into my awareness. I'm in my body now. My body in this place, in this location, in this room, with these people. Even people that I can't see, that I share this with. People in the street. Hearing the sounds of the city around me. This is my world. This is our world. It's the world we share. The practice of yoga enables us to be present to this world, our places in it. Okay. I'm going to bring my hands to my heart. You may want to sit up. We'll be doing 3 ohms, and join me if you'd like to do that. Om is a primordial sound, is the same in every language. That's why we use it. Finding your breath, inhaling. Thank you. You will be safe.